Good day, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles, your one stop for all things high-end statue collecting reviews, unboxing, statue chats, and so much more. My name's Chris. I'm the Batman statue collector, and I wanted to do yet again a end of the year room tour for you guys. Of course, it's always great to reflect back on the year. Now, 2021 has been absolutely fantastic. But I'm really looking forward to the Batcave, especially in 2022, because I am planning on doing some major changes. Now, you have seen my Batcave evolve a little bit over the last 6 months, and I've actually sold a ton. I've sold almost my entire Arkham line, which is absolutely incredible because at some point, that was my favorite line that I was collecting. But things change, time changes. All these new statues continue to come into the Batcave because they are just so absolutely amazing, and I always want to have new content for you guys as well. But the Batcave is going to be evolving big time in 2022 as I am planning on doing custom shelving throughout this cave. Of course, I'm going to document that entire process for you guys because I'm very excited to see it myself. But this is going to be a very different space. So again, a lot of pieces have come and gone from the Batcave this year, but I still kind of wanted to give you a snapshot of where I am right now at the very end of 2021. Still a lot of great pieces in the cave, but man, 2022 is just going to be insane. So without further ado, let me go ahead and give you a room tour right now. Alright guys, so here we go with the tour, and if you've watched the channel before, you're familiar with the entrance here. I've got my framed Alex Ross art print, absolutely fantastic and massive, and of course I've got Shakespeare over there entering the Batcave. But this is a new piece. This I just got for Christmas. This is all thanks to Choice Fine Art Group and my family for making this happen. This is of course a Jim Lee Hush. This is a canvas. This is actually an artist proof. They only made 25 worldwide. And it is oversized. It is absolutely fantastic. Let me just kind of give you a quick preview. Again, I am going to review this for you guys so you guys can see it a little bit better. But again, I cannot wait to hang this up. I'm going to either put it here, you know, and continue the gallery wall. I also have this wall over here. It's a blank canvas that can also be used for a gallery wall. And then I also have over here, I can put it on this wall as well as I come down to the Batcave. So anyway, again, some incredible pieces of art that I would like to continue to expand on. Shakespeare bust, again, you guys know that this can be opened. Actually, when Mr. X was here visiting the Batcave, he's really good about rigging things up. And so potentially we might figure out a way to rig this up so it actually does indeed open up the Batcave door, which would be pretty incredible. So again, stay tuned to the channel. That might happen. That'd be pretty awesome. But again, just some artwork out here. I might incorporate art as I do the remodel of the Batcave, but we'll kind of wait and see. Time will tell. So anyway, let's go ahead and enter the Batcave here. And this is the current state of the Batcave in 2021, late 2021. Definitely will be different when we get to 2022. It's going to be very different, I think. I'm excited and nervous about it at the same time, to be honest with you guys. But anyway, let me go ahead and come into the Batcave. Go ahead and shut the Batcave door. And we'll kind of give you, again, kind of a pan to show you kind of where things are. If it's your first time watching, this is kind of my little Bat Cove. I've got this little cove area here. That's usually where I keep my studio lights for reviews and things, but I'll just kind of give you a detailed tour of everything in case you haven't seen, because again, there have been a lot of changes. This is my Scott Snyder Grey Capullo framed art. I love the tattered edges, and again, this is number 12 of 25 right there, which is always great. Only 25. Just like that artist proof, there's only 25 worldwide for that Jim Lee canvas. I also have my you know, 3 Jokers, my CGC wall. This has been about a year ago. I got these for Christmas last year, which was awesome. I absolutely still love them, although they are kind of hidden back here, but it's really cool to display them this way. And in the front wall, I do have my 2. There should be a 3rd one. Actually, I ordered it a year and a half ago as a pre-order, and that's the main cover, but as soon as I get it in, it is going to be the main cover CGC signed by Jason Fabok. So I'm really excited. I do have a little paint blemish right there because I had a 3rd one there just to kind of as a placeholder. but it ripped off the paint, so I'll cover that up. But anyway, kind of a cool little area, a little cool corner. I do like the way that looks. And if anybody's wondering how I got them to stay up there, just command strips, guys. It doesn't damage the CGC, and it'll hold up your books no problem. So anyway, so this is a big change. Obviously, I had my third scales up here. If you've been watching the channel, you know I've kind of moved some things around, but this was kind of the big story right here. I did finally remove the closet doors. Now, I am obviously going to paint that oak white. I also haven't painted the area behind the case. That's going to be gray. But since I am going to go the custom route, it is going to, change some things. So I'm just kind of putting everything on hold. I'm not really in a big hurry to change things. Now, I want to show you this Sideshow case. As you know, this is kind of what I'm known for here, my Rogues Gallery collection. And you can see it's full. So I bought this. And I want to show you the difference in space. So there's that space versus that. So I gain a little bit on both sides. And so this case actually is going to be moved into this one. I'm going to tear this one out completely, break it down, and move this one into there, and make this the new Rogues Gallery, Batman Surrounded by His Villains collection. Now, the great thing about this is there's a lot of space down below and a lot of space up above. I am considering getting that incredible White Knight by XM that can fit up above or down below. I can also fit other quarter scale pieces down there, and if I play it right, I might even be able to fit some third scales down there as well. So that'll give me a little bit more room to display. And then of course, when that case is in the closet, I've got this whole cove back open, kind of to do whatever I want with. Of course, while I'm waiting for the customs to be put in, then I might just hodgepodge some things for right now to display. But we'll see. I'll try to make it look nice, of course. But let me show you, in case you've never seen the channel before, let me show you some of the pieces in the collection. Again, a lot of new pieces as well this year. This, of course, is the quarter scale Killer Croc from Sideshow Collectibles. I love this piece. I don't love the size of the base, although with the new rack, it will allow me a little bit more room, of course. But I am hoping that Sideshow will do a new Killer Croc in the future. But this one's still really great. It's a very underrated piece. It does feature, actual cloth pants, which not everybody likes. But I think Sideshow could do something incredible with it, for sure. This is one of my favorites. This is the Poison Ivy. This is a piece that I slept on for a long time, and again, I think that she's absolutely beautiful. I think she, people didn't like her at first, but I think it's really grown on people. It's a very modern take, beautiful body, beautiful base, small footprint, which is always nice and appreciated in terms of space, but man, she is beautiful. Let's moving on to Scarecrow. Again, just a very incredible piece. If you guys have slept on this piece, you need to get it before it sells out. It continues to sell out. I think that they're making these in batches. So if you haven't done so, make sure you pick it up. Again, it's one of the coolest bases ever. The Jason Todd base. Zombie coming out of the grave. I mean, come on. It is just freaking insanely good. This is the portrait I prefer. Still awesome. Catwoman. Catwoman is a phenomenal piece as well, although I don't think that she is long for this display. I have ordered the new premium format. It's, again, a great piece. It's one we didn't necessarily ask for, but especially so soon after this one came out. But I do think I prefer the new one. I am probably going to compare and contrast, but this one might be up for sale. So if you are interested in her, this is the exclusive. So hit me up at thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com if you are interested. And again, it's that one with that great tall base. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still not sure. I'm just not completely sold whether I'm going to love the new one or not. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. We also have, of course, the beautiful Harley Hell on Wheels, a fantastic piece released this year. I did sell my Jester Harley, and you guys know how much I liked that piece. But I did, sell her for this one. Had both for a while, so that's definitely a big change from the last time I did a room tour. Obviously, she was back there hitting Batman with her mallet, but this one, again, is that more modern take. And again, she is absolutely stunning. Beautiful piece from Sideshow. They always do just phenomenal work. Speaking of phenomenal work, and still the reigning champion, in my opinion, the original OG. I think 2009 this one came out, I think. Absolutely fantastic. Still one of my favorites in my collection. Will I ever sell this one? That's a good question. I've had it probably the longest I've had anything else. And it's still stayed in my collection because they haven't made a Joker that's better, in my opinion. I would love to see Daniel Bell try. I think that he could do a phenomenal job with the Joker, but I just don't know how that head sculpt can be topped. I don't love the fabric elements. It would maybe be better if it was sculpted, but I mean, it still holds up in the case, and it still looks fantastic, in my opinion. So anyway, speaking of Daniel Bell, I'd love to see a Daniel Bell Batman. We did just recently get that reveal that he's doing a Dark Knight Returns. However, I would like to also see him do a modern take on Batman, because this one's still great. I still love it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm actually looking forward to a new premium format Batman. I know I would still rather see some other villains, of course, but would be cool to see a new Batman. We also have Mr. Freeze, a very underrated piece in my opinion. It's so good in person. Love the head sculpt on him, and it does capture kind of that animated series feel. Just a great statue. I wish he was a little bit bigger. I guess that's my only nitpick, is that he does appear kind of small compared to some of the other characters. Of course, he does have that exclusive Nora right there, which is great with the light up feature. And then last but not least, we have, of course, speaking of Daniel Bell, we have Daniel Bell's Bane. Really incredible, of course. Martin Canale sculpted the original, and that is still a phenomenal piece, but I am glad I went ahead and changed it out to this one. He's just so massive. I love the detail on him, and it's just, again, a more modern, sort of realistic take, and that's kind of the direction that Sideshow has gone. Great base on him, again, a smaller footprint than the other one, which was nice. But again, just an absolutely incredible piece. I mean, look at the detail there, the texturing, the blood. I love the bloody knuckles. Just really good. Love the portrait. So again, that's the display right now. Of course, I don't have the Batman Who Laughs in there yet. That'll have to wait until it gets to this display. But where do you guys think I should put the Batman Who Laughs? Where do you guys think that he should fit in this setup? I think if anything, you know, you have kind of the height of the Scarecrow. I think if I put him kind of up here, where he's got some height to him, I think that that might be great. Maybe lower Mr. Freeze a little bit. I'm not sure. But where do you guys think that the Batman Who Laughs would fit? I'm definitely going to have to do some rearranging. But again, I do have quite a bit of room here as well. And again, speaking of room, again, this shelf will give me that room, and then it'll allow me once again to have some things displayed in this cove until I get the custom shelving in. But basically my plan is to do a tiered system and then do some custom, maybe like a piece that can slide in to the existing shelf to give me more depth if I need it. So I'm going to be working with my carpenter to come up with some, you know, clever ideas and also some storage ideas as I change up the Batcave here. All right, so let's move over to the famous white bookshelves. Now, the bookshelves, I don't know why I said they're famous, but we've talked about them a lot here on the channel, but these will, you know, with this remodel, they're going to be ripped out. And so it's going to, again, give me a tiered system where I can, you know, set additional statues on. It won't limit me, but I'm still hoping to somehow work in some sort of smaller shelf display, maybe toward the bottom, where I can do my books and some of my small collectibles. We'll see. So let's go ahead and start up here at the top. Now this is, again, not really where everything is going to end up. This is just where they are for right now. And this, of course, is that beautiful Tweeterhead Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful piece. This is, again, I know so many people, once they saw my review on this, they said, Chris, I ordered it instantly. And you should, because it's really beautiful. It's really well done. And it just really captures that, you know, that strength, that sexiness, that beautiful portrayal of Catwoman by Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, you have that Max Schreck head. You, of course, have the cat, and you can move the cat off if you want to, but again, it doesn't always look, maybe it doesn't look great from maybe that angle, but I love this angle right here. I always stop to look at her every day I'm in the cave because she's just gorgeous. And then next to her is, of course, the '89 Batmobile. Of course, this is from Iron Studios, an absolutely fantastic piece. Again, like pieces like this is what worries me about the custom shelf, is like I just don't know for sure how I'm going to display pieces like this. These oddball pieces that are fantastic, but they're not necessarily part of a grouping. And so I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but I will figure it out. So, you know, that's just what I do. I sit here thinking for hours how I'm going to display this stuff. But anyway, of course, absolutely beautiful piece, 1/10 scale. And I'm so glad that I still have this in my collection. The best part about it is that that Batcave base, just really cool. And again, they don't scale well, but you get the idea, right? As we pan down, of course, we have that Diamond Select collection. Have my Absolutes Omnibus, my CGCs. I'll get to that here in just a second, and some of my other books. I don't know, do you guys want to see these? Let's see. I'll kind of come down here if you guys want to see the whole collection. Again, if it's your first time watching, you might be interested. These are OMNIBUS from Diamond Select. And a lot of these are still available. Some of them were very difficult for a while to find, but Diamond Select has re-released some of these recently. Of course, we have the Penguin. You've got Man-Bat back there. You've got Killer Croc. Not my favorite version of Killer Croc. Of course, the Riddler. This is exactly what I would like to see in a premium format from XM or Sideshow, quarter scale. Mr. Freeze. This was a very sought after piece. I know I paid over $300 for this one. You got Scarecrow, which is one of my favorites. Let me get underneath that hat. It's hard to see him, but love that Scarecrow. And back there, of course, this is a new piece since last time. This is my masked version of the Mask of the Phantasm. I had the unmasked portrait, but did sell her. But so glad that Diamond Select re-released these so I can finally get this piece in my collection. And then, of course, we have the Joker up front. Really great piece. And then Harley and Batman back there. Love it, the Jester look. Then, of course, you have the Mad Hatter. That was my first piece that I picked up. Two-Face. Poison Ivy. One of my favorites back there in Clayface. Very, very cool. Would love to see, again, a quarter scale just like that. And of course you have that classic Catwoman. You've got Ra's al Ghul. And then last but certainly not least, Bane. But again, look how great that is. Again, it is Batman surrounded by his villains, which is what I love to do in my collection if possible. And these take up a lot less space than my third scale pieces do. So anyway, let's look at my books. I've got Absolutes down here. I think there's a few maybe that's new since last year. Do have, of course, the Black Mirror. I know that one's new. The Year One, I believe, is new. I also have a few new Omnibus. I've got the Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, and the Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb. Great book. I've got all my CGCs here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with my CGCs. I have some on display, but right now I just have them kind of stacked up. Some of the ones that I love. You do have the Batsy Award here, so that was awesome as always. Love those awards. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And then this, I haven't framed this yet, but again, this was a piece from my friend Eric, who got Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder to autograph one of the Court of Owls masks. So I'm going to frame this and put it in a shadow box. I just haven't found one big enough yet to fit that. So anyway, I've also got my hardcovers and my graphic novels down here. Got a Lego set that I haven't put together, big shocker. If anybody's been following my Batman 89, still don't have that finished yet. But anyway, just got some books down there. So let me climb back up here and let me show you the other part of the shelf. So obviously I still have the Batman up here. This is my Batman Hush from Prime 1. I still absolutely love this piece. However, this one might be on the chopping block. So again, if you're interested, you can hit me up at thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com. Because I just don't think I need 2 Hush Batmans in my collection. So again, this is the exclusive. It's got that Green Lantern ring, but I don't know. It's going to be really hard for me to part with this one. It does have one small issue here with a small chip, so just wanted to point that out. If anybody, you could paint that blue or black, no problem, but it is that little tiny chip there, but otherwise it's in perfect condition. I just don't know if I can get rid of him. I just don't know, but anyway, if somebody's interested out there, hit me up and we could talk about it. I've got the Sideshow S, which I absolutely love that emblem. I believe in Sideshow. I think they do phenomenal work. Although, give me some more villains, Sideshow. I'm going to keep harassing them until I'm blue in the face. But anyway. Oh, this is a great piece from Tweeterhead, of course. I have been talking about this one for a while. And this is kind of their transition piece into their new direction. Beautiful, beautiful piece. This is, of course, the Poison Ivy maquette. And it is the exclusive. I'll show you Frank right there. Very, very cool. But absolutely beautiful piece from top to bottom. Sexy, strong, determined. You can just see it in her face. She has taken her throne and she is in charge. Maybe until the Joker throne piece comes in the collection, we'll see. But beautiful. And again, this is one of those pieces where, like, when I do this display, I don't know where I'm going to put pieces like this. I'm just not sure yet. So anyway, I might need your help. I might do some more videos. Now that I've kind of decided to do the customs, maybe you guys can help me out figure out where to put some of these smaller pieces. I also want to give a shout out to Slab Stands, who made my stands here. They're phenomenal. Definitely check them out. And they'll make you your stands to hold your slabs. And it's like, here's some of my autographed ones I've got. This is my 9.8 by Jock. Of course, Batman Who Laughs #1. There's his autograph. I've got the Brian Boland Killing Joke autograph CGC. Again, there's his autograph right there. Great, great book. One of my favorites of all time. Also have this great one back here from J. Scott Campbell. This is the Joker #1. And really, really great. And of course, he's got such a great signature. And then last but not least, I've got my Batman 614. Of course, from Batman Hush. Scott Snyder. I'm sorry. I meant Alex Sinclair. Sorry about that, guys. Scott Williams. And of course, Jim Lee. Really phenomenal cover. One of my favorites. And speaking of Joker, there's my Joker bust from Sideshow. Again, you guys have been very familiar with this one for a very long time. Again, with my new display, I don't know if I'm going to be able to display the bust or not. So, I don't know. These potentially might go. I don't know. I don't know if it's time to move on from them or not. But I still love it. Still phenomenal. Don't have anything on these shelves because everything's kind of blocking it. So again, it just tells me that some of these shelves need to go. I thought about trying just to break these off. But again, I don't know what that would do. I don't know if it would destroy everything. So again, I just think I'm going to need the carpenter to come in and just tear everything out and start fresh. So this is a collection that, again, you saw over here not too long ago. But I wanted this to be the focal point. Some people have said they really enjoy this. Some people said, hey, bring back the old display there, Chris. But again, I think the new display will be very different. I've got a lot of plans for this wall. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these here. We'll start with Deathstroke. Again, a very underrated piece. Really great exclusive. A lot of detail on him. A lot of swap outs, which was nice. You can do the double swords or the gun sticking up in the air. You can do different masks. That's a different hats. That wouldn't have made any sense. But obviously you have the Reaper base, which is really cool. All these incredible skulls. But it's just so big. It's just such a massive, massive base. It does take up a lot of room. But it's still amazing. Speaking of amazing, still one of my favorites. Of course, the Poison Ivy 3rd scale Hush. I know this one is still in high demand. People are looking all over for her. Considered to be the best Poison Ivy on the market. Incredible sculpt, incredible body, sexy. But again, it's just massive. You have this giant plant that goes up all the way around, down around. I mean, it's just, again, it's just absolutely fantastic, but massive. Great detail on it. You have all the plant monsters down here. The detailed base, you have the rebar and the metal pieces, the I-beams. Again, just an incredible piece. But, I mean, gosh, she is near perfection. I know people had some issues with her and the paint and things, but in person, guys, she is just stunning. All right, we'll move on to this one of my absolute favorites in my collection. Of course, I'm talking about Bane. Look at that. Again, talk about massive. Again, when I had Mr. X in the Batcave, that was one of the first things he said is like, these are so impressive. These two he had never seen in person. But he said like they're just so massive. They take up so much room, and they do. And again, that's why I'm going to have to do just some serious thinking with custom shelving, because you add pieces like this to your collection, you can't buy these off the shelf. You've got to custom build anything, unless you're going to put them on your dining room table, which, you know, I'm not going to be able to pull that off. But gosh, he is incredible. So incredible. But again, look how big he is. Just crazy. You also have, of course, what is considered right now to be the best Batman on the market, Batman Hush, and all his crazy bats back there. But just an iconic piece. Of course, Prime 1 has recently announced that they are doing a black version. As they're recording this, I think I'm going to keep the blue, just because it's more true to the comics. Obviously a phenomenal base, tells a story with all the bats. You have the bat sensor that lights up, which is cool. Again, just incredible texture on him. Thank you everybody that's watched the reviews on these guys. Again, just an absolutely incredible piece. It does have a lot of depth though. I mean, if you come over here, you know, I'm going to give you an angle you probably don't get to see very often, but you know, there's some depth there with that cape. So, you know, you do have to have some room for these things. Again, you can see kind of the depth on Bane. Just again, just massive, massive piece. All right, we also have, of course, the Bermejo Joker right there, which is one of my favorites still in my collection. I still consider it one of the best Jokers ever made. Just maniacal and perfect. Phenomenal detail. Of course, you have the different head swap outs, which are always nice to change it up a little bit with the deluxe that I purchased. Love the Batarang one. Very gory. And of course, the maniacal Joker one, which is great too. But I kind of have that classic pose. That's what I leave in there. But man, how great is this piece? So he's up there. My plan right now is, you know, at least until I get my display changed, Talon and probably Harley here whenever she finally ships. This guy is out of place, right? This is my Batman Who Laughs from Sideshow. Just recently picked this one up. Thank you everybody again that tuned in for the review on this guy. But I mean, just look how great he is. I mean, he even looks great in this collection, you know. Obviously you can see the difference between quarter scale and third scale. Big difference in how much room they take up as well. But I absolutely love this statue. I love the paint on it. I am not disappointed, even just, you know, 0.5%. Like, it is just perfect. I love it. I love it. And maybe not everybody likes this character, but I think Sideshow did a phenomenal job with it. Really, really great piece by them. So again, he'll go in the actual display case back there whenever I move the cases around. But this again will leave most likely the chance for Harley, although Harley is way taller than I was remembering. I think she goes up to like here. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit. But again, this will all change as the display changes. OG Batman, still one of my favorites, although again, I don't know if I'm going to have room for him. That's the scary part. So we'll see. But I still absolutely love him. He is just absolutely fantastic. But, you know, time will tell. So here's a couple of interesting pieces. So these are my final two Arkham pieces. I've sold all of the other Arkham pieces. Again, you know, this whole display was Arkham for a very long time. And the reason why I sold my Arkham is because they stopped making them, number one. And number two, I love the comic book pieces even more. So knowing that Prime 1 is doing more comic book pieces, I made the switch. I made the switch, which is sometimes very difficult to do to rip off the Band-Aid, but I did. Now the Batman is right here. Still iconic, still looks great. My first Prime 1 piece. And he is up for order, or for sale. But if he doesn't sell, I'm okay with that. I am getting the Arkham City Harley, at least I think I am. And so I don't know if they will pair up nicely or not. I also have my Joker here. This Joker is sold to a fellow collector. It just hasn't picked it up yet. But still a phenomenal piece. And I don't know, I just wanted to go comic book, guys. I know it's difficult. I know this is still a phenomenal piece. And again, it's not about whether the pieces are good or not. It's just about space. It's about moving on sometimes. And that's what I do. My philosophy has always been that this collection is a rotating museum. Pieces will come in and out. And I have definitely enjoyed this. This is my Hamill Joker. And so it's going to be difficult to let go. But it's time. It's time to move on. For other pieces like the Say Cheese or the Batman versus Joker diorama that I'm getting. So again, Batman is up for sale if you're interested. Still a classic, iconic piece. Got the metal batarangs that come with him. That was store exclusive. They shipped out to certain collectors. So iconic piece. But again, got to move on. Got to move on. A piece I'm not moving on from is, of course, the Batman Who Laughs. Absolutely incredible piece from Prime 1. This is, I hate to say the word even, but people consider this one a grail. So much detail, so much presence. I absolutely love it. Again, I love this new one too. But when you look at this, it's so iconic. It tells the story. They did such a great job with the base. It's just very, very good. Very, very well done. I love this piece. It's just so awesome. The chains, everything about it. It just screams quality. This is Prime 1 Studio at their finest. Really, really good. So that one's not going anywhere. This one's not going anywhere. This, of course, is my Iron Studios Joker. One of my favorites in the collection. It's different, you know, like the texturing. It's a lot more dumbed down. It's a lot smoother compared to the Prime 1 pieces. But it's just this head sculpt. This head sculpt brings this piece to life. If it didn't have this head sculpt, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much. There's a lot of great swap outs, a lot of great hidden Easter eggs on this piece. Again, great footprint, small footprint. You can see the size difference between this and that. Big difference, which I appreciate as a collector. I love the fact that it's a smaller base and it still tells one hell of a story. All kind of compact and crammed in, but there's so much to it. But I love the details on this one. Again, look at that. Terrifying. Love it. Who's this? This is our little cat friend here. This, of course, goes with the poison ivy. I just don't have the room over there for her right now. So she's just kind of hanging out here. This is the Hush. Kind of the nod to Hush, I guess you could say, with the Catwoman base. And the briefcase, obviously, from the Hush storyline. But, again, just kind of hanging out there for right now. And speaking of Hush, I do still have the Hush Huntress. This is the fabric cape version. Beautiful statue. Again, she's just one that I, always wonder if she'll be on the chopping block. She already was once, but maybe with my new display, she'll fit right in. I just don't always have room for the heroes when I prefer the villains. Also have to ask you guys, should I get the Nightwing? We started seeing that be released. I know our friend Leo Luong has his beautiful piece. Should I get it? Should I get the Nightwing, set it up, and make a heroes section? What do you guys think? Be pretty cool. But again, Hush Huntress, absolutely gorgeous statue. Alright, let me kind of pan back here. So this is my Dark Knight pieces. These are both by Queen Studios. Of course, the Heath Ledger Joker. This is the rooted hair piece. Absolutely fantastic statue. Love this one. A lot of people consider this the best Joker on the market. At least Heath Ledger Joker. Great tailoring. Some people have said his head looks a little bit big. Doesn't bother me if it is. Great detail on his hands. Just Queen Studios did a phenomenal job. My only knock on them is this one didn't key in. So just uses gravity, so you have to be careful around it. But again, great piece if you're a Ledger fan, like you guys know I am. And then of course the Dark Knight, really great statue. Just looks great. The suit looks fantastic. There are a few nitpicks about this piece. Love the base. Obviously, you know, his chin and the color of the belt and things like that. But overall, for the price, you cannot beat this piece. Beautiful third scale. And again, let me just show you the two of them together. I have ordered the extended base so you can set Batman behind the Joker. And that's all thanks to Todd, so thank you, Todd. But I'm really excited to add that. But I don't, again, the depth, I'm a little bit worried about the depth. I don't know how I'm going to display it with the depth of the base because, again, with shelves, I mean, you only have a limited number of depth, or you know, you have only a limited number of inches to work with. So I'm a little bit worried about that. So anyway, this is just right now kind of my hodgepodge wall. You know, I am getting a lot of pieces in this year. So many dioramas. I'm getting in the Infinity Studios busts, the Joker, and the Harley Quinn. And so again, I'm going to have to figure that out as I go. But again, right now this is just kind of my hodgepodge of what's here. And eventually it'll be very different. But again, as I kind of pan back here, let me scoot back to kind of show you the full effect of the cave. Again, this is where I'm at right now. And I think it's going to be very different. Again, this cave is probably the most bare it's been in a very, very long time, and that is because I have intentionally moved out so many pieces because I know I have so many pieces coming in. So again, it really comes down to the end of the year. You have to reflect. You have to say, okay, what pieces mean something to me? Which ones could go? Which ones are coming in? Where could I put them? So you do have to plan. I think I'm an over planner, and so like leaving empty spots for years at a time, I know that drives some of you crazy. It drives me crazy too, but it's like in my mind, like I already know who's going there, I already know who's going there. So bear with me. I do have a plan for this space, and it might evolve. It might change tomorrow, but overall, this is kind of the current state of the Batcave right now, and I'm really, really excited to see what happens to the Batcave in the future. Alright guys, so that is the Batcave at the end of 2021. And again, I just want to take a second here to thank each and every single one of you that continue to watch our videos, that support this channel like you do, that supports Rogues Gallery Live and interacts with us. For myself and the entire BSC crew, we love you guys. We thank you so very much. I am so incredibly thankful to be part of this amazing community that we have created together. And again, this is just kind of a snapshot of where I am right now in the Batcave. Of course, in 2022, it's going to change tremendously. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing custom shelving. I'm going to be adding a ton of pieces because I have a ton of pre-orders, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so incredible. The Infinity Studios bus. I've got a Sideshow collectible pieces. I've got Queen Studios pieces coming. I've got XM Studios pieces coming. Prime One Studio. I cannot wait to share all of those unboxings, all of those videos, those reviews with you guys. Of course, all of our guest reviews from all of you fine collectors that submit. So again, if you ever want to review something for the channel, just hit me up at thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com. I would love to feature you, whether you're a featured collector or you want to do a review. Again, I just cannot wait for the content that is coming your way in 2022. I hope you are all well, and I hope you enjoy this little tour. Again, it's pretty empty right now, but in 2022, it's going to be off the hook. So again, thank you guys so very much for your continued support. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon right here in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.